Not going to lie, man. I love this beanie because it makes me feel like Jesse Pinkman. I don't know. But something that Minnesota Vikings fans have been waiting for a long time. 7 years ago, we had a good offensive line. But it now seems like the Vikings have the makings of one of the best young offensive lines in the game. And knocking on all the wood. Knocking on all the wood. Shout out to Robert Zimmerman, the pride of Hibbing, Minnesota. But Vikings seem to have it going on up front. And yes, you do need to give a little bit of credit to Rick friggin' Spielman, who drafted 80% of this young, great offensive line. He drafted all the starters except for Ed Ingram, so whatever there. But from left to right, with Darrisaw and Ezra and Garrett Bradbury and Ed Ingram and Brian O'Neill, the Vikings have a Fab Five, man. Love to see it. Love to see it, man. Stats-wise, the Minnesota Movement Company, here's where they've improved from 2021 to 2022, and they were actually forming together pretty nicely last season, but PFF pass blocking grade, 65.2, 14th in the league, which sort of middling, sort of whatever, but they were 26th last year, right? And then PFF run blocking grade, you could always run block up front with the Hosses, 74.0, which is fourth best in the National Football League, 16th last season, so that's still a market improvement, something that they're already good at. Pressure rate on Kirk Cousins, 30.6% this year, which is fantastic. 10th best in the National Football League last year. They're a middle of the pack around 16th. Sacks, 8. 10th in the league, and last year they were 25th. So they're getting it done up front, and there's a reason why the Kevin O'Connell offense is starting to look good, because you're not having these disaster moments. You're not having bad penalties. You're not having all these pressures. Garrett Bradbury, respect, isn't being bench pressed into Kirk Cousins' lap. So they could always run the ball. And they're doing so on the ground again. But now they're giving Kirk Cousins time, and part of it is Kevin O'Connell's design. Part of it is Kirk Cousins getting rid of the ball, and part of it is the offensive line doing really good things. So props to everyone involved. And speaking of the youth, so this is what's really exciting, because all 5 of the Vikings' current starters are either on the rookie deal, except for Brian O'Neill, and they're all under 27 years of age. So, I mean, this could be a group that could stay together for a long time, and something that you love to see. Darrisaw is 23. He's PFF's second highest graded left tackle in the league at 82.5. He's only behind Andrew Thomas of the Giants, who's having himself a bust-out year. I knew it. The pride of Georgia was going to pan out. People just tried to bury him after his rookie year. Love to see him. But 0 sacks allowed and 2 clean sheets this season. So a clean sheet is 0 pressures, 0 sacks, 0 penalties. He's had 2 of them this year. Ezra friggin' Cleveland, left tackle out of Boise State, sliding into left guard, and he's really growing into the role. Age 24, 72.3 PFF grade, highest of his career. Clean sheet versus Chicago week 5, really starting to get things done. Garrett Bradbury, knocking on all the wood. Currently, PFF's 6th highest graded center in pass protection, is 27 years old. He came in as a little bit older of a rookie out of NC State, but clean sheet versus Chicago week 5. Now, he's at a contract here because the Vikings did not pick up his 5th-year option, would have been about $13 million. So he is playing himself into a payday, whether it's here or somewhere else. We shall see. But, I mean, Bradbury is proven. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, Kevin O'Connell, offensive line coach Chris Cooper, right? The whole mama, I can change him. Because, again, the last 3 years where Bradbury won the trifecta win, play, show of being PFF's lowest graded pass blocking center, I mean, there was a reason why he was a first-round pick. There was a reason why he was coveted coming out of NC State, the Grim Reacher. So he's really starting to come around in year 4, just in time for the Vikings to pay him. Or someone else to pay him. A right guard, Ed Ingram, the rookie second-rounder out of LSU. Of course, having some growing pains, but is starting to get things together. 23 years old. 73.5 PFF run blocking grade, 17 pressures, 3 sacks allowed. He's going to get it together. I think the kid has a great anchor. Frankly, he may have the best anchor on the team. He's been good in run blocking, pass protection. It's getting used to the NFL game. It's getting used to new communication between Bradbury and O'Neill. So I think that he's certainly going to be fine. And the right tackle, Brian O'Neill. Now, some of his struggles over the last couple games may be tied to Ed Ingram going through some growing pains at right guard, but it is what it is. O'Neill, 27, and frankly, his contract is a steal. Compared to some of the other right tackle money that's flying out there. But PFF 7th highest grade right tackle at 75.9. He's going to be moving on up. He'll be fine. He's friggin' Brian O'Neill, right? He'll be fine. But Again, you don't want to jinx it because every single one of these guys is under contract for multiple years outside of Garrett Bradbury, who's going to be a free agent this offseason. But the Vikings, they finally got it right. And again, you do have to give a little smidgen, a modicum of credit to Rick Spielman because he brought 80% of these guys in. Not bad for a guy who ignores the offensive line. But again, let's not jinx it. Everyone be very quiet. Don't move. Do not jinx this. We might have a good offensive line. But your thoughts are our thoughts. Vikings Minnesota Movement Company is starting to get things together, man. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.